Okay, YouTubers, how's it going? Real life drama going on right here. Real deal. Stealing my homestead rights, taking my heritage rights, just making them disappear. Been harassed by the Skagit County sheriffs for 5 years now, or 6 years, working on 6 years. Hearsay from my neighbors calling in false police reports. I've asked the sheriffs I wanted to file false police reports. They won't do it. All the attorneys I've talked to are just, I don't know. I don't even know. I ain't even going to comment. But the public defenders for Skagit County, they're lying, saying I followed this Jason Smith home after this bogus hearing, and they won't give me any of the video of inside the jail when they falsely arrested me. They won't give me anything about Janicki working with John Rose, John Rose, the head of Department of Ecology, and Casey Cycler and Kelly Gillingham, the water master, and whoever Casey Cycler is Kelly Gillingham's boss. They've got all their plans out there, their water and everything. They've been lying to me the whole time, hassling me but with the cops, Janicki's little mafia, and Lisa Janicki's little mafia. Yep, commissioner. I mean, this is unreal. Never ever thought I'd be in this situation ever in my life. Never had a warrant till I moved to Skagit County. The MO doesn't fit my past, what they're trying to say I'm doing, because they're all lies from the neighbors. I mean, the first incident, they strung barbed wire across a county road, and I hit it when I was on my motorcycle. And it was the nasty barbed wire that would slit your throat in a heartbeat. Fortunately, I hit it square and only got a scratch on the back of my leg. I'm the only one that's been assaulted physically. I'm the only one that has got property damage. I mean, it goes on and on and on. I mean, I can't even remember all the shit they've done. Pulling my flags out in the middle of the night for my water line so I can get a water review. Telling if I apply for a building permit to to forward it to so and so because they're not going to pass it. But then the guy down the street, puts in a trailer and yeah. Anyway, brand new, up for sale. Happy Gardens, they're in on it. They're called Happy Gardens anyway. They're not very happy people, criminals, and these developers in the area. Something to do with the gravel pits. I mean, so this is how Skagit County, they get the neighbors start calling on you, making bogus claims. They won't take your word for it. Won't accept that they're making false police reports, because the cops are actually making false police reports themselves, lying, straight up lying. For example, they couldn't get me on the evaluation or whatever, the to see if I'm competent or not. They've busted so many CR6. I'm gonna file CR60 case. On and on. The administrative clerk has faltered. I mean, the whole thing. There's so many jurisdictional defects, it's unbelievable. The paperwork doesn't tell me anywhere to go, who to call, nothing on this mental evaluation, competency evaluation. You know, tell me, when you don't have no one to call or nowhere to go, who do you call? The clerks don't know nothing. That's what they tell me. Anyway, they all know what's going on. They know my story stays the same from the very beginning. I'm the only one being stalked and harassed by Skagit County commissioners, the police, the sheriff's department, Mount Vernon Police Department, the fire department. I mean, anything that has to do with Janeke, DSHS, that's all. That was all a big setup. Never had no hearing, nothing like that. Over the phone, they determined that I mentally abused a vulnerable adult when I never spoke to the lady after they lost the first protection order they tried, or anti-harassment order they tried putting on me. So don't tell me that he didn't come sneaking up behind me when this supposed weapons, displaying of a weapon charge they put on me for a pellet gun, that I had no pellets on me. I would have had to have pumped it. It was a pump pellet pistol. They stole it. They came and took it from me and guaranteed they don't have it anymore. So where's the evidence? Where's my property? Just like they're stealing my real property. Unbelievable. 2 broken shoulders, 2 car accidents, hit a deer, and I'm physically able to go out and assault people after I've already got bogus charges on me. They have restricted my freedom beyond. It's crazy. They're the crazy ones. They're the ones that need to be evaluated. The Skagit County mafia. That's what they are. Again, I've never threatened anybody with any physical harm, touched anybody. None of these people have got any physical anything to prove except their lying, slanderous, defamating words to drive me out of the neighborhood because I have the mineral rights in the area. Fred Schuler. Fred Schuler was the commissioner at one point. They're trying to say there is no, I'm not a historian. No, I'm not a historian. I'm a researcher. I researched in their own, with their own records. They're not my records, they're your records, Skagit County. And they say, I have mineral rights, homestead rights, and heritage rights. That's what it says. But Department of Unequalization totally lied. I mean, beyond lied. So, like I said, they're just trying to make it all disappear. Sanitize the file, Tom Wenzel. Code enforcement. Ed Krastoff at plot 44691 in Snohomish, Skagit County, Upper River. They put an $85,000 fine on Ed Krastoff trying to drive him out. And then they buy the property from him, get rid of all his fines, and sell the property to Debbie Abel's friend, Zach, who is claiming he witnessed me assaulting Debbie Abel's boyfriend. And when he didn't, he wasn't there. And the guy claims Tim Belfield was on the phone with him. Yeah, doing him a favor. Yeah, that's what it is. he sure was doing him a favor by assaulting me, stealing my GoPro, knocking my GoPro off my helmet, and stealing it, took it. Ed Krastoff assaulted me 3 times, asked for to file charges on him, and they never did. And Debbie Abel's state patrol buddy is in on it up in Marble Mount. And Debbie Abel's water system up in Marble Mount, well, it's still considered Rockport, actually, behind Bernard Jones' place, the only last commercial property in Marble Mount. And now they're working on I ain't gonna mention any names. My friends that live on Bernard Jones's property, and yeah, there's a water tank up there. She bought 80 acres from Bernard Jones, and then next thing you know, the police are getting called for. Jonesy's been shooting up there for years. Never any problems. We're shooting safely. Not my buddy Rick. I used to go up there and shoot because of the bullshit at my house with Rick, because I don't have any guns. I was just using his. And calls. And one of the calls was that Ronnie that now lives on the property and is causing a bunch of crap, talking smack. So they have been surveilling, stalking. They've got it down pat. I mean, bottom line, they've got it down pat. Because the cops are working with them too, so they won't ever, say the truth. But the Wilsons, Philip Wilson, the daughter in the video, is the one that came into Lorenzo's and sat right down by me fishing. I call it fishing. They send these people out and they just fish. They just, just checking you, but just anything they can get on you. And, me, I'm so damn honest that I tell the truth. And then they use it against you. So. And Debbie Abel saying a long time ago, I think he's going to crash. I think he's about ready to break because of the shit they're doing. Because of the stalking and the harassing that the cops and the people in Skagit County, my neighbors, Gene Ford, Clayton Riggles, Ed Krastoff's girl is Melissa Turcott. I'm not sure if Dave is involved, but I'm not going to mention his last name. But it sure seems funny. Jason and Jason. And everybody that wrote me an affidavit, they have either pulled over, given tickets, or said they were accusing, breaking bottles, seen any kids breaking bottles, and this cop said it was Jason, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, everybody I'm having contact with, they have harassed also, ever so slightly, just enough to fucking not want to be around me. And I moved out there to get away from shit like this. I lived in the city for 26 years, right down from the Marysville Police Department. Like, again, I never stayed a day in that jail, never seen the inside of that jail, because I am not a criminal. They make you break the law in fear of false imprisonment. This officer had no reason to pull me over, even though my tabs were expired, which I did not know by, a week or so. Because of all of this shit, I haven't had time to do anything but defend myself for 5, almost 6 years now. And with conviction, I am telling 100% the truth. They are telling 100% of a lie. All the way to fucking Bob Ferguson. I wrote the Attorney General. I went to the commission. Tried to do all the legal avenues to show that my neighbors ripped the water out from this house. There's overwhelming evidence. I filed on-site investigations. They never did one of them. Because if they did, it would prove what they're doing and their intentions totally before I even bought the place. Premeditated. Have, all the incentives to do what they're doing. It's called money. Lost the Kirkland bottled water account. That's a lot of revenue that they want back. Yep. Janicki, the lumber. That's why they moved the right-of-way over to my easement. That's what the property swap was. I went to the commissioners, I asked them, what's this property swap? Could you give me any information? Oh yeah, okay, we'll call you in. They never called me. They never did nothing. They never looked into it because they know what they've done. And that's where Mr. Tom Wenzel slips in court and states, or he writes in his deal, a police report or whatever it was, that I accused them of misuse of an easement. No, I did not. I wanted to just know what this property swap, it said on this paper, said property swap in progress. So they took a part of the Parks and Recreations and moved my rights with the property over to the woods. And it was the Wine Trust. And they've, and the assessor, that's a whole nother ballgame. He has changed so much shit without any notice, without any word whatsoever. My dwelling's gone off the county website. They took my power off. I caught them, and they put it back on. The water, they took it off. They put it back on because I caught them. They had to. And it says I got a septic. It says right in there, right on the papers, but they're not recognizing it to bring my value of my property above $125,000 because that's what it takes to be a homestead. The value is however they value it, and that's what they were doing. They were depreciating that property, letting it dilapidate, so they could get the number below $125,000, so they could take the homestead rights off of it. And that's why they spot rezoned my property. Nobody else's, just mine. Tell me I'm not being stalked and harassed. Parks and Recreations are in on it. Game and Wildlife are in on it. The commissioners, DOT, and they're all buying property. All these people are buying property all over. DOT, Department of Transportation, The commissioners, Continental Place, 1800, and a few others of the Skagit County entities. And these land trusts are just a big smoke. It's just a smoke signal. Not signal, but smoke screen. To make people think that they're conserving and all this stuff. And those, the conservation people, they're buying stuff too. They're buying property. So, and then they wait for these old codgers to die so they can swoop up on their property or drive if they deed it to somebody, quit claim deed it to somebody, they'll drive them out. They'll drive them out too. Just like the Hayneses, just like Ed Krastoff, and I'm sure there's others. So, I'm a nice guy. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. But this will make you mean what they're doing. Frustrated, mean, because, being thrown in a solid. This is they won't give me any of the. I asked for the video from the jail too because they say I'm crazy and all this shit. I was perfectly fine. Never fucking did anything in the jail. Didn't fight nobody. Wasn't screaming and yelling until after the second day when they wouldn't release me or give me a shower or give me a phone call. Let me make a phone call. To torture you. Didn't give me a pad to sleep on. I had to sleep on the damn concrete bench with one blanket. That's it. That's all I had. One thin little blanket. And the bottom line is, they throw me in jail again. I will not eat or drink a thing. I'll either get out in a fucking body bag or be brought to the hospital or something, because I will not. I mean, innocent man, falsely accused, hearsay, no proof. I've got a bunch of proof, and this is what they do to try to cover their ass. That cop had no reason to pull me over. I don't give a fuck if my tabs were expired. He was going the other direction. How could he see that my tabs were expired? Unless they premeditated, pre-called it in, were looking for me. And I believe that fucking fire department marshal that was in the car in front of me called the police, told them where I was at, right behind him on Cook Road, going home from the courthouse. Because they were going to pull me over, take my shit, impound my bike, all that shit. That's what they were going to do. Bottom line. Premeditated. Called in advance, just like the wildlife guy did in truck 148 that I called when he called the Cedar Woolley cops, because he was stalking and following me, and I switched it around on him and got behind him. And he called. This proves that what he was doing. He was stalking me first. He was behind me. I noticed because I'm on hypersensitive alert. And he called the Cedar Woolley police ahead of time to intercept me because I was now following him, and he didn't like it. Just like I don't like it. And when I went directly down to the Cedar Woolley Police Department and made a records request. Oh, they gave me all the information except for the game and wildlife person. Gee, how coincidental. because of Parks and Recreation's involvement in this illegal property swap, illegal use of a right-of-way, misuse of an easement, and trying to steal private property, which was mine, is still mine. So cease and desist. All of you Skagit County officials, elected, whatever. You just can't do this to innocent people. I will never stop, never, to prove my innocence, my point. They are, I mean, if that ain't a felony, I don't know what is. Assaulting people, stalking and harassing people, using the police, the people that are supposed to help you. Because, I didn't know that. Innocent purchaser. I didn't know their plan. And I'm trying to call the police because what they're doing, but the police are working with them. And just, I'm just crazy. Yeah. So, but they won't take any of my evidence because I can prove it. And it's them. Them themselves, Skagit County officials. Bob Ferguson running for governor. That is a freaking joke. Supposedly, what I've heard, and I could be wrong, but he's already got a felon on his record, and he's running for governor. John Rose putting water reviews in Bert Hoff's name on properties he never owned. And now, all of a sudden, they got water. Wow, and I don't? And, it's just so obvious. Yeah. It's all about millions of dollars in revenue. Get the Kirkland account back. The lumber for Janicki. And, the people in my neighbors all get to develop their property and make a fortune because once the water comes in, the property values double. And that's why Skagit County Trust is buying all this property. Because once the water's in, all that shit doubles and game on. They can sell it to whoever they want. They don't have to keep it no land trust, no conservation area. They can do whatever they want. Because they can rezone. Obviously, they can do it whenever and however they want. Rezone and this and that. And yeah. It's just incredible. All right. Enough rambling. Too late, Tony. Peace, love, joy. Like, subscribe, hate, whatever you want to do. But this is real life shit. They're ruining people's lives.